When it was time to get it lit, we got it hot like fever.
Sick with the talk, passing your receiver.
All about running the spot.
And you know we got breath control, so no need to take a breather.
Cardio kingpin.
Subjugate the dub play.
And you know we can't wait to bring spins.
A-star quizzes, A+ the final.
Vocals we align, we'll move it all
simultaneously over joints we rock.
We earn
30 years so you can say we got
3 turns.
Live off the board, unlike you and your chess men.
We install doubt in you and your yes men.
And if the game had veins, we'll insert
upheaval the ground.
Cause the adrenaline we blend with the sound is our thing. We're leaving the kings of all crowns. So are you ready? Are you set? Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go.
Keep it steady, to the letter, right? Turn it up, y'all, keep the flow.
But can you rock it like rocket fuel?
What you talking about? Space or out your mind?
But can you
counter of what kind?
Ready, set, steady, back.
Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go.
Turn it up, y'all, keep the flow.
Are you ready? Set, jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go.
Keep it steady, to the letter, right? Turn it up, we giving the show.
But can you rock it like rocket
What you
fuel?
talking about? Space or out your mind?
But can you rock it like rockets,
That's a
fool?
close encounter of what kind?
Ready, set, steady, back.
But can you rock it like rocket fuel?
Honey, I dash, got it on, smash.
We find ourselves at the home of the world's first retractable natural grass field as you get a look inside State Farm Stadium in Glendale. It's certainly hot outside here in the desert, but somehow this Cardinal crowd turned up the heat a moment ago. They were in a frenzy as their team emerged from the tunnel, and the Cardinals, they're set to do battle with the Detroit Lions. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go. Ready? Mike, squad. What we got? Sponge. No. Undercrunch.
Play action. Now it's Murray. Rush coming, and he's taken down. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Murray going to throw. There's the first NFL grab for Andy Isabella. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Well, several media outlets thought Andy Isabella was the top receiver in this year's class out of UMass. He dominated his senior year there. 1,700 yards, 13 touchdowns. They really say that he can just take a top off a defense. He ran a 4.31 40 at the combine. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Devon Kennard in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. Back deep, Danny Amendola. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. A first carry for the converted wideout, J.D. McKissick. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
First down, Lions.
You got a lady!
He's He's got the... And his first carry, he loses the football. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. Boy, not what you want to see in quarter one of the new year. We'll be back. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They will run it. It's McKissick. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Stafford. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. An 11-yard touchdown as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Christian Jones leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Here's Andy Lee now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Kenny Galladay, the intended receiver. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
The throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Well, for these two franchises, the Lions and the Cardinals, it all began back on a Sunday in October of 1930 when the Chicago Cardinals visited Portsmouth, Ohio to play a scoreless game against the hometown Portsmouth Spartans in front of 6,500 fans. 4 years later, the Portsmouth Spartans would move to Detroit. But anyways, 90 seasons later, after some rebranding, a couple relocations, one of the oldest rivalries in the NFL still lives on. Amendola's got it, complete. Just a 5-yard pickup, but it leads to 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
So he splits the uprights, and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good 3-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
The Cardinals take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility...
Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker, and his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. Johnson, the intended target. After the interception, here's Stafford. That's going to be caught. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Now they'll run it on the toss. Looking to find a lane, but he can't rein in at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by Buda Baker. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. Open man is Galladay, complete.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. An 8-yard touchdown run. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Prater for the extra point. And that makes our score 17-0. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This one taken just inside the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
The Cardinals take over first and 10 at their own
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
That one good for 33 and a 1st. You know, I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback. You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run. And you can hear the great coach saying it back then. So we get a seal here and a seal here, and we run this play right in the alley.
Now on 2nd and 13, Murray. Christian Jones picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot. 3rd and long. Murray with a 3rd and long. Try! The pass complete. It's Bird. Touchdown, Cardinals. Demir Bird, 43 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
Yeah, the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there, no gain, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 15. The Lions on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15.
Hey, Charlie!
A shotgun snap for Stafford. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Back deep, Patrick Peterson. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return, and the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
A Cardinal first down on a gain of 13.
First down. First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
I'm coming after you! Zoom, zoom!
Murray now on first down. It's complete to Drake. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
40's Mike. 40's Mike. It's our field. It's our field. Hey, it's our house. Mike 40.
To throw is Murray. That's going to be caught by Kirk. Touchdown, Cardinals. Christian Kirk, 40 yards. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Stafford now to throw. He'll get this one to Galladay. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A well-executed 22-yard gain. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And to give this time to the tailback. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
It's a game of 5.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 7 yards there and a first down. From the gun, here's Stafford. Throw left side, taken in by Galladay. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Here's Stafford. And that's complete to Gates. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Stafford now 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys at 1st and 10. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. To throw is Stafford. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Danny Amendola. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Extra point good by Prater. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And after the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done.
And that's caught inside the 35. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding goal.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right. Echo. 3 down. Out. 51 to Mike. 50.
Shotgun now from Murray. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. On 1st and 10, Stafford. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 20.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. He connected on his first. This time it's 39 yards away. That is inches from the upright. It's no good. Wide to the left. So we're at halftime here in the opener of the 2019 regular season. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, put a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop him. And he's able to get it to the 33, good enough for a 1st down. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Stafford. And it's caught here, Amendola. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Stafford. Gates with a grab.
Stafford's pass
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
Set. Blue 60. White. Let's go, D. Tighten up. Monday.
They'll run with McKesson. And he'll get it across midfield and down into Cardinal territory. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Ladies.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Now Stafford completing it here to Marvin Jones. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Set. Get a 20. Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room. Check 59.
And he'll give it here to his running back. About 3 yards there to the 27.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments and doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Let's get it. Ready.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
I got you, son. I got you. Easy alert. Easy alert.
Now it's Stafford. Jones has it.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
Your trip is here.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Prater for the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half.
And that is intercepted by the Pro Bowl corner Darius Slay. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Andy Isabella was the intended target. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll be a second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit.
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Byron Murphy, the rookie from Washington. 30, 10, 5, and he will score. Touchdown, Cardinals. Gonzalez now to add the extra point. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is making sure these guys encourage each other, pick themselves up, because right now it's been a really tough ball game trying to stop these offenses.
Oh, it really has, especially as of late. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. It's the Lions holding onto the football, and they also have the lead as we start quarter number 4. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. A big play there for Detroit. 47 yards on the ground.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3. Well, no doubt here in the 4th quarter, this is a huge defensive series.
Hey, they can read the scoreboard. They realize if they give up a field goal here, this game might be out of reach. They understand the stakes and are playing accordingly.
And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Set. 180. 65. 65. 65. 32. Look at him.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points, so while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Prater now will send it away following the made field goal. This one taken just inside the 10. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
The Cardinals take over first and 10.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Now, last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 1 at the 41
from the 41. Murray. Open man is Kirk, complete. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. A big-time play there by the Cardinals. 41 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. And he's got it. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Murray's going to keep this himself on the RPO. And Fitzgerald has got it. Touchdown, Cardinals. A 1-yard touchdown pass as his guys are back within a single score. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a one-score, 6-point game. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first down, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
22 yards there, a first down. Some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Last play they went over 20 yards. This time they topped 30.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. And, Charles, when you catch that toss going right or left, really, but right in this instance, do you go straight for the pylon? Is that where you're going?
Well, typically you want to try and maneuver people a little bit so you have some space to get to the pylon. So I want to make sure I try and move them a little bit to the inside, and in this case to the left, so I can get to the right side and get to that pylon and wink at it as I go by.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone. And
just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better.
Touchdown, Cardinals! Christian Kirk, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend, as his guys are back within a single score. They get one more as the extra point's up and good, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. A 5-point game now as here comes the kickoff. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Now the Card's going to call another timeout, their second, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
250! Alert!
A carry now for McKissick. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on third. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. Oh, he's got a little daylight. The 30, 10, and he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they had maybe given up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
This will be taken short, and he's going to be out of bounds here on the return at his own 2-yard line.
Only able to get it to the 2-yard line on his return. Not going to make a lot of friends on your team when you only get it that far.
Here we go, D. Get off the field. Mike's here we go, D.
From his own end zone now, it's Murray. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
To throw from his end zone, Murray. That ball complete to Isabella. The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. Murray now 11 of 16 through the air. It's 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down is Murray. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Romeo Okwara in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strip. At 25.
Here's Murray. Eluding the pressure right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that one is incomplete. It stops the clock now with 15 seconds remaining. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. This one caught by Isabella. And he'll be taken down for a loss back at the 3. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind.